Hello and welcome to Nathan's Garage. It's been a minute, but work still has been going on. Had a bit of a meltdown and also just had a little bit of a health issue thing going on that made things very uncomfortable. I think Wife-tastic may have figured it out and it's been a lifelong thing for me. And that's that. Meltdown has been about everything to do with the garage really. And it has led to a big change. In planning the Subaru swap and taking everything into account, basically the cost combined with any engine I buy having between 200,000 and 300,000 miles on it, most likely needing head gaskets, water pump, timing belt, so that's another like $500-700 on top of the engine itself. I have decided to make a big change, and that is to keep Flora air-cooled. Will the cost be hugely different from getting the conversion kit, a car, blah 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 blah? I don't know. Well, we shall find that out. But it'll be more simple, and I need it to be a bit more simple right now. Just getting a little bit overwhelmed. I like that this car has about 20-25 wires in it, and I want to see if I can master that level of wiring without throwing the other 7,000 that a Subaru harness would bring into play. I know there's probably 7 wires need connecting, but nevertheless, pretty intimidating for me. So, she is staying air-cooled. I'm actually kind of excited, especially for the fact that I get to break down the engine that came in her, that for probably 30 or 40 years has not had a carburetor or a distributor in it, and has not had those holes covered, and possibly had the engine cover up. So definitely going to be a journey. So there's that, and I have also been looking at Type 4 engines as well. I like it when the base engine is overbuilt and as standard has more power to start with. So you've got your 50 horse 1600, 45 horse 1600 single port that was in this, and then you've got your 2 litre Type 4, which I don't know, it's probably only 75, but still it's bigger block, aluminum, better oiling, oil filter, started bigger, designed that way, blah 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 blah. And as far as I can tell, when people do an upright cooling conversion on them, which would be a Joe Cali type of thing, you can Google that, there's lots out there. It basically looks like it's a Type 1 cooling fan shroud and then Type 4 cylinder shrouds. They overcool, which is good when it's 110 degrees in LA. Am I going to be driving it when it's 110 degrees in LA with no AC? Maybe, who knows. So anyway, there's that option, and then there's who knows what is going to happen when we break down that motor. But as I say, things have been progressing slowly, but progressing. So let's have a quick look. If you are asking yourself why the windshield has paper on it, it's because of sparks. Like, my cutting area is literally here. So that is great. Doors haven't been touched and aren't going to get touched. They're not a priority. Did this, painted all of the trim in a Rust-Oleum matte or satin, can't remember which. Painted the little button. Then what else? Was the shifter in last time you saw it? Don't know. Shifter's in, steering column's in. Had to do a lot of adjustment of the beam and the steering box on the beam because the angle changes because of the caster shims. Doing that. So that is sorted. Wiring's in. I think you guys saw that. You guys did not see any sound deadening or kill mat on that sort of stuff. So that's that. Obviously going to get covered, but everything's a process. Oh, one thing that's kind of cool is these latches show how damp the inside of this car was, and I just think it's really cool. I just think it's so cool that they tell such a story. So that's that. You've seen the rear seats before. That is that. But the front seats. There's the engine. This is so exciting. Look at it. I think there may have been a rag in there. That's even better. Look, it's nearly new. But I don't think there was ever anything in there. Look at that. Look at that. It's a quality house. Anyway, that's that. So I broke down the passenger seat early days when I got this and left the driver's seat built. So I did the passenger seat yesterday, all retrimmed it and everything, and I'm very happy I didn't break down the driver's seat because I could figure out how to put it back together. That's that. I need to pressure wash it, paint it if it's needed, and that's probably going to get built up tomorrow. Springs are good, yep. Now the other seat. Ta-da! I'm so happy with how this came out. I really am. So this is a J-Bugs kit, and it's the cheapest vinyl that they do. Converted the seats from a high back to a low back. So basically chopped it. And that's what people say to do, just chop it. But I put a big bar across the back to hold the verticals. It just made sense to me. And then we've got burlap. And then we've got the cushions from J-Bugs for a 67 Beetle, even though mine's a 70. Frames got painted. And then, yeah, put the covers on with hog rings and all that kind of stuff. And that's a cover kit right there and foam for the other seat, which is going to be tomorrow. But right now, I want to build up the engine stand and possibly break down the engine. Don't know, we'll see. See what we get done today. Engine stand next anyway. All of the Cal fans as well will be very happy that he got a bit of love, and I thinned down the wiring way more than it was. Way more. So that's now a manageable project. It's been raining, so I'll probably reach a stopping point on Flora and get back on Cal for a couple of days. I don't know if I showed you guys in the last video as well. That is fully rusted and waiting for a mixing pot. Well, waiting for me to go out and get a mixing pot so I can put the Poppy's Patina on it. And something else that needs Poppy's Patina-ing is the removable rear valance. So as you can see, there's 3 tabs on each side. Nut certs. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Oh, right. So, converting from high backs to low backs. This basically saves me like 250 a side in foam. It's insane, like the foam up here. And everybody seems to like low backs, so okay, we do low backs. And everybody's like, okay, just do a low back seat, just chop this and leave it. And I'm like, no. On the other, so I just bent it over my knee. On the other one, I had a much bigger arc to it, and you can see it in the back of the material. So this one has less of an arc. So basically, you see it inserts there, and just chop it right there. And then, I mean, you know, as I always do, I put some JB Weld epoxy inside the sleeve, just so this doesn't slide, which it's never going to do because it's not done in the past 50 years. You guys should be tremendously proud of me. I went fully semi-pro. Put some weld on the inside of that sleeve, so no JB on the inside, and then just smeared it on the outside just to make this smoother. I can't remember whether the foam even comes near it, but I just don't like the idea of sharp edges. So that is that. Give that a paint in a bit. It seems like a rather rotund gentleman was in this car at some point, because this support here has snapped off in both spots. I don't think that happened on the last one. I don't remember seeing it. So we'll get that welded on. I thought everything was easier second time round, but this was not the case. Both the base and the seat back on the second seat took 3 times each, and neither was quite as good as the first. I got all the seams straight, but just didn't seem quite as good. And I'm wondering whether it was the cut of the actual material. Who knows? So I thought if I put it in the sun, which is really hot right now, for whatever period of time, it'll hopefully relax and settle itself into place. And it actually did. But the seat has sorted itself out, and the weird bow has sorted itself out as well. So if you have ever slight creases in seats, stick them outside in 95 for 5 hours. I'm good to go. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I shall catch you on the next one. Bye.